Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome on in to the 136th level of the RPG Cave. I'm one of your hosts, the level 199 human Dark Lord, Ryan Turford, and I am joined by two brand new adventurers in the cave with me this week. We're going to start, of course, with the level 199 half-elf paladin, the Miles _of_ Amanda. Hello, Amanda.
Hello. I didn't realize that was my intro. Oh my God, I feel so special. Wow, stunning. Thank you, Ryan. Hello, hi.
Hello, welcome on in. Everyone who ventures into the RPG Cave gets a class and level and race assigned to them. So that's.
I'm here for the level, man. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and we are also joined for the very first time as well by the level 199 dwarf warrior, SavoyPrime. Ron is here as well. Look.
How
dare you?
It's a traditional fantasy race. If you don't like it, we could go with a gnome if you want.
Why couldn't I have been a barbarian? Why dwarf?
Not allowed.
I mean, barbarian's technically a class, Ron, not a race.
Oh my God.
Because dwarf barbarians are a thing, Ron.
Oh my.
Hello, friends. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome on in. Look, I thought, because that's the thing. At the end of, I don't plan any of this out. That's usually how this works. I'm usually at the edge of the diving board, and I'm looking around for signs of, what I can assign to people. And I thought I saw your beard. And it instantly, for some reason, made me think of a dwarf's beard. So that's why I thought of you being...
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
You're just going to roll with it. It's fine.
Look,
it's fine.
There are no rules. This is the RPG Cave. That's just how this works. Also, I have to, I'm very excited by this episode, one, because I'm very excited that both Amanda and Ron are here in the same room together, but also on a podcast with myself. But also, my collection is growing, you guys. I only have 2 more Carpool Gaming hosts to add to my collection before every Carpool Gaming host has been on this show. We're just missing Sean and Mitch at this point, so...
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
Once we have them in there, our collection will be complete, because that's the thing with RPGs. You have to collect a bunch of stuff. So there's a collection game that goes along with this.
That's true. That's true.
This is the RPG Cave where we talk about RPGs all the time, except for sometimes when we talk about the weather or other things. So let's clear the dungeon so we can get to the raid boss as quickly as possible. So folks at home, if you want to support the show, there's a number of amazing ways to get and do that. Number one, if you're watching the live stream right now over youtube.com/carpoolgaming, or if you're watching the video on demand later, don't forget to hit that like button, kick that subscribe button, roll your D20 to let us know in the comments below what you got on your D20 when you rolled it. We would love to know if you got a critical hit or if you got a critical miss. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you're listening on audio feeds, don't forget to rate us if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Or, just hitting that subscribe button certainly helps the show as well. Also, if you want one big podcast feed with the entire Carpool Gaming cinematic universe on it, head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/carpoolgaming, just like Zick Ziggerson and Nick Creature did. We're checking out the 7-day free trial of the exclusive tier, because yes, that's the thing, folks. If you've ever wanted to try out the exclusive content that we put out over on Patreon all the dang time, because there's so much of it, like the Pants Patreon podcast for Patrons podcast, the real podcast where we had a 2-hour discussion about Fallout, or anything else we do over there, head over to Patreon. We got that free trial waiting for you. But then also, Smokin Joe is back as a platinum producer as well. So shout out to our 2 patrons, as well as all of our returning patrons as well. And last but not least, our website, carpoolgaming.com. You can get yourself an RPG Cave t-shirt or any other Carpool Gaming merchandise over there. Well, without further ado, it is time to read from the sacred text. Because I love the fact you guys are laughing. It's just, we do
this is
every
beautiful.
show.
No, this is so great. I just love that you're just
I'll listen to the audio. I'll actually hear and see it for myself.
Look, I'm just getting the show moving. We got to get in. I'm excited to talk RPGs with y'all. That's why I wanted to get into this. So what I thought it would be fun is, we haven't done this in a while, is talk about our RPG origin stories. How did we discover the world of role-playing games? How did we get into role-playing games? And, why, where are we going with the world of role-playing games? Of course, I'm on a new sleep schedule, folks, so that's why my brain's kind of scatterbrained. I apologize in advance for that. That's going to happen a bunch tonight. But we're going to go around the table and talk about, how we got started with role-playing games. But I'm going to let one of these fine folks go first. And Ron always knows on the PlayStation Drive, I always single him out and make him go first for the playlist, which is why Miles and Amanda's going first.
Yeah, Amanda.
I was waiting for it. Okay, so I asked the group a question literally right before we went live, just to confirm that the RPG that my first RPG that I ever played was really considered an RPG, because there was a debate amongst some individuals that I know that it was not. But my first ever experience was Kingdom Hearts on the PlayStation 2. The PS2 was one of my first actual consoles outside of like a Game Boy or anything handheld. And Kingdom Hearts is where I started. Little did Amanda know back then, when she was in high school or even before then, that it was an RPG. I just played it because I thought it was cute, and I wanted to challenge myself. And it kind of went from there. But then I feel like my journey is interesting because I stepped away for a while. I think the closest thing, if you consider Zelda an RPG, I do. The Legend of Zelda was probably next for me. And then I was fully away until now. So if we look into present day, very much so back on the RPG grind with Sea of Stars, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Octopath Traveler 2, so Persona 5 Royal. We're just back at it, baby. It's like we never left. But I started with Kingdom Hearts. I don't know which one. I should have looked this up before we got on here. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts for the PS2 is where it all started.
Yeah, it would have had to have been Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, unless you would have found one of those rare kind of PSP port games that they had on the PS2 later. But I have to ask, with Kingdom Hearts, was it because of the Disney characters that got you? Do you remember what about Kingdom Hearts just made you want to play it?
It was not Disney. I am not a Disney person. I was not a Disney kid. I'm sorry to break everybody's hearts here, but I think that's why I can't do like the Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'm like, it's creepy. It's weird. Just seeing Mickey chat with you is weird, in my opinion. I think it was just the premise of the story. I loved just traveling around a store. I loved having the key, doing the whole thing. I don't know what it was. Probably the story that sucked me in, but probably also the fact that it was a game my brother couldn't play because I had the PS2 and he did not. But definitely was not for Disney. No way.
Now, Ron, you might be able to back me up on this, but technically, Amanda talks about Final Fantasy. She's never really played a Final Fantasy game. But Kingdom Hearts technically is a Final Fantasy game, especially those early ones.
Especially the early ones, so you ain't lying.
Because Kingdom Hearts was meant to be a crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy. Like a bunch of the characters from the older Kingdom Hearts games, especially 1 and 2, are Final Fantasy characters.
Oh, dang. Well,
yeah.
Is she gonna play Final Fantasy? Stay tuned. I don't know. Maybe. I've thought about it, but maybe.
Yeah, because, you might probably fought, Sephiroth or, some of the other Final Fantasy baddies that they've got in there, or Squall, for example. He's one of the first people you meet in Kingdom Hearts 1. But, Final Fantasy 8, despite the fact that it's not great, Ron, there's a bunch of Final Fantasy 8 characters in Kingdom Hearts.
That's true. They're actually more likable in the Kingdom Hearts games. True.
Yeah.
Okay, I was probably in it for the hot people then. Let's be real here. Amanda's here for the hot people, so not Disney.
That's kind of why most people are into Final Fantasy in the first place.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So, right on board.
Dave is not happy with us. I knew that was coming.
Just going to say, he's Awesome Dave, right on point, of course. Well, of course, we'll talk to Awesome Dave a little bit later in the show. He's got a question for us, folks. It's exciting.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. First of all, I know that you haven't had as much experience as us, but I love hearing stories of, people who are just getting into RPGs now and kind of how they got into it. So I love hearing your point of view on that, Amanda. I think that's super cool.
Thank you, Ryan. I try my best.
We're slowly clawing you over. You're going to be one of us pretty soon. You're going to be wearing like a wizard hat. You're going to be talking about stats and stuff. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I've been toying with the idea of Baldur's Gate. Someone at work keeps trying to loot me, and I'm like, I feel like at some point I will just get sucked in, because I really enjoyed D&D at Extra Life, and I've done a little bit of D&D outside of Extra Life. I'm like, I just need to jump in. But you know what? Slowly but surely we're getting there. But the love for RPGs and JRPGs is surely there. There's a lot of hot people, so and you just can't stay away from the hot people.
I also love, too, that you fulfilled Yon32's prophecy in the chat about hoping to hear
there
me
it is.
about Amanda's D&D.
There it is.
Of course. Good God. All right. Ron, how about you, man? I'm interested to know where you... Because, you and I have talked a lot about role-playing games, but, I don't know when you started playing them, so I want to know, man.
Yeah, we never had that conversation. So it's weird. It's actually a surprise that I actually end up loving RPGs because my very first RPG I did not enjoy. Dragon Warrior for the NES. I hated that game. I ended up renting it. The box art looked cool, so I was like, why not? Woof. that game, I tried, and it just did not click. I was just like, and I was like 12 years old at the time, and I was like, I'm not digging this. This is not a game for me. So I kind of got stuck with that all weekend long, and I kind of kept going back to it, dropping it, going back to it, and dropping it. Just stopped right there. Never touched an RPG again until Super Nintendo with Super Mario RPG. And then that's when things started to turn around because I enjoyed that game. I thought it was great. It's one of my GOATs. And from there, man, it just kept going. So Super Mario RPG is what got me on the path, and then it was Final Fantasy VII for PlayStation 1 that like solidified my love for RPGs, and nothing's changed. Yeah. RPG guy all the way.
Nice. Yeah. We're now, you like, I think RPGs are one of your favorite genres, if not your favorite.
Yep, it's my favorite.
You're all in on these Falcom games, like Kevin Ainsworth, and I shudder a little bit every time you guys talk about it. But I also love the fact that you guys like those, despite the fact that they're not really for me.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Also, I love Michael Bannerman in chat here. Also, got your back about Dragon Warrior being a bit of a grind because I hear you on that. Like those NES role playing games, man. Boy howdy!
Man.
Like those
Dragon
ones
Warrior was a nightmare.
Can be a bit of a grind. Yeah, for sure. But of course, Rybo, of course, chiming in there. Roy, my man, knows what's good.
Rybo, the running mate.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as for me, I have an interesting story, and it's one that's like oddly similar to Amanda's in a lot of ways, even though I kind of stuck with role-playing games for longer. I'm an old person, of course, so going back to when I started playing video games, the internet wasn't around. And whenever you wanted information about video games at all, you really had to look at magazines or you had to talk to friends. And since I just didn't really have a lot of friends growing up, like we moved around a lot, so I was like the new kid every year. And back then, too, like video games weren't super popular. Like if you were usually like beat up for it as a kid and called a nerd if you liked video games back then. So it was just hard for me to talk to other people about video games. So my brother Kyle and we used to rent games every single weekend instead of usually renting a movie. And we went to the video store one day and there was only one game on the shelf because all the other games had been taken out. This game was Genghis Khan for the NES. Now, Genghis Khan on the NES is not a role-playing game. It's actually a Romance of the Three Kingdoms style strategy game. And it's basically like playing spreadsheets, the game. And,
oh my.
Yeah, it was very dry. And of course, Ron, I don't know if you remember this, but like when you'd go rent an NES game back in the day, it was very hit or miss whether they'd include an instruction manual. In fact, most of the time they wouldn't.
Most of the time they won't, yep.
And in this case, it would have been very helpful to have an instruction manual. No instruction manual. So
oh my God.
We had no idea what we were doing in Genghis Khan on the NES. So we maybe played that game for 10 minutes before we begged our dad to just bring us back to the store so we can return it. We didn't care. We didn't even care if we wanted a refund or not. We just wanted to get this thing out of our house. And
understandable.
So we talked to the guy at the video store because we were like, hey, what kind of game is this? Because we want to avoid this type of thing in the future because we hadn't played a game like that. And he's like, oh, it's an RPG. So we just assumed every game out there that was a role-playing game was like this, like Genghis Khan on the NES.
Behind the counter.
Yeah.
They never know.
Don't trust him.
But again, you have to remember, though, back then, there was no other way to parse this information. So
yeah.
Like, unless we wanted to go somehow find a magazine talking about Genghis Khan on the NES, there was just no way. So we lived with that knowledge for about 4 or 5 years until a little thing came along on the Sega Genesis called the Sega Channel, which was a subscription service that you could actually subscribe to through your cable provider, and they'd give you a special cartridge to put in your Sega Genesis that would allow you to download games to your console into your cartridge and then play them. It was very similar to Game Pass, even down to the price, because it was $15 a month to subscribe to Sega Channel back then. So we, tried a ton of stuff out. It's part of the reason why, like, even though I had a Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis as a kid, I just preferred the Sega Genesis because I just was exposed to so many more games for the Genesis as a child. And one of them, I was just, hopping around the menus and I come up against this game here, Shining Force 2.
That was so perfectly planned.
I mean, I've told this story once or twice, Amanda.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so Shining Force 2, I'm scrolling through here and I'm like, oh, maybe we'll give this one a try. It sounds like it's got like medieval knights and it's fantasy. Let's try it out. And I fell in love with this game very quickly. Now, Shining Force 2, for folks that don't know, it's a strategy role-playing game, very similar to Fire Emblem, actually, in a lot of ways. It was kind of like Sega's answer to Fire Emblem in a lot of ways. And it was developed by Camelot, who then went on to do the Golden Sun games, but they also make like the Mario sports games now. That's kind of what they're famous for nowadays. But Shining Force 2 was such a gem. I fell in love with it. I played this game to death, to the point where when the game eventually left Sega Channel, I immediately had to go out and find a copy of it. So this is my boxed copy of Shining Force 2 that I still have, because I love this game. And then, very quickly after that was the game on last week's show that Garrett and I did a deep dive on, Lunar, the Silver Star on the Sega CD. And this was the game that really solidified that role-playing games would always be a part of my life, because this game is more of like your traditional Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy game. But I loved it. It had these like amazing animated cutscenes and CD quality music, and it blew 1993 Ryan's mind when I played this game for the first time. It was so cool. And also it was the game that really got me into anime as well, because I hadn't really discovered anime as an art form, and until Sailor Moon just popped on TV one day, I saw that and I was like, that's just like the animation in Lunar. So, I put two and two together, and, that's how my love of anime kind of came about at the same time. So my anime and role-playing game stories are really tied together in an interesting way. But yeah, it's kind of like you, Amanda, where like I didn't know that the first game I had given had like a different interpretation of what role-playing games were. So I put them down for a number of years and then kind of came back into them, and now they've held on to me forever, and they're never going to let go at this point.
Oh, I love that. That's so cute. Yeah, it's so interesting. And going back, like, in my mind as to what probably was considered an RPG that I played growing up. But yeah, similar thing, just like took a break. Not intentional. I don't know if yours was intentional. Mine wasn't intentional. It just kind of happened. But now we're back.
Yeah, well, it was purposeful, because with a negative connotation to be like, oh, I don't want to play these stat sheet RPG games, because it was too much. It was too much. But I want to address Yarden's comment here. Ryan, you didn't return Chrono Trigger because it wasn't an RPG. I mean, I didn't play Chrono Trigger. Air quotes. Actually. That's true. I didn't play Chrono Trigger actually as a kid. I actually played it when I was much older, because that cartridge was very expensive back in 1993. It was like $100 on its own back then, which was a lot of money back then, and it's way more money now. So
yeah, I didn't play it until I was older either. So we're in the same boat.
I played it when I discovered that ROMs were a thing. That's when I played Chrono Trigger. So that's how I got started. In fact, I love hearing our different contractioning stories. So now I kind of want to know, like, Amanda, where do you see your RPG journey going from here? Like, are there specific franchises or games that you want to tackle down the road, or is there like, do you want to broaden your horizons or focus on some more RPGs? Where do you see this RPG journey of you going?
I mean, I think at this point it'll kind of be a staple in some of the games that I play, because right now I'm playing Monster Hunter Stories, which I think falls into the same category. It's a turn-based role-playing game. Yeah, it counts. And then obviously when Sea of Stars gets DLC this year, I will jump right back into that. I've talked about it a few times, going back and playing Golden Sun, because I was too young when it came out, or I may not have even been born yet. I don't know.
Wow, making me feel so old. Wow.
So, going back to the classics.
Amanda just turned Ron.
I always do this.
Thanks. Old fossils
I do it every
here,
time.
Ryan. Jeez.
Yeah. Gotta drop it on every podcast that I'm on. But definitely want to find, I think what I'm looking for right now is another equivalent to Sea of Stars. I think that's kind of what I'm craving at the moment. Like I said, I'm still kind of in the Persona 5 Royal world. But right now it's kind of that moment where like there's not really a lot going on. You're doing the life sim aspect, and as much as I thought I would cling to that, I haven't yet. Maybe because I just haven't touched it. But finding something that's a little bit more like Sea of Stars or something on the opposite end, like another Xenoblade, because I very much so have enjoyed Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But Monster Hunter Stories is fun. It's cute. It's adorable. I'm a big oh, yes, Roy.
From the press pool.
I heard that Elden Ring is a lot like Sea of Stars.
Why do you keep bringing this up? You think I'm going to survive Elden Ring?
I think it'll do great. I think it'll do great.
Ron, real talk. Who plays Elden Ring first, Amanda or Fulia?
Oh, God. How much time do I need to invest in when do I find the Elden Ring? That's what I want to know.
I think Amanda might be more willing to try. Fulia has
try?
said
Okay,
no
I could
whatsoever.
give try.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll do well, but I would maybe try.
Yeah, nothing wrong with try it. It's fine. Fulia has said no. It's just straight up no, it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. It's a lot.
Yeah. That's another game, Ron. We can add it to Ryan Turford's Tower of Terror, the list of games we're developing for Extra Life, the second stage.
Don't call it Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
To scare people
Look,
away.
it's the only way it will fit when we have stuff like Crazy Bus and Pepsi Man over there. You bring in Elden Ring, you bring in Cool Spot, you bring in all kinds of these weird games. It'll be great.
Oh, no.
Wait. Jan32 in the chat calls out, think about the rage content. Please, not...
John is kind of right. I'm just saying.
Don't know if it's worth it. Yeah. I don't know if my mental health can take it, to be honest.
Think about your fans, Amanda. Think about your fans.
Think about the people.
Look, Mr. Pike will be very excited.
Community.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Baz. Baz has actually probably corrected Locklith first.
Okay, we'll give it to Locklith. Yes, 100%.
I don't see 100%. That happening.
No, she's got that YouTube series, like casual to competitive or something like that. And she plays all these hard games.
I saw her watch it. I watched the Celeste one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
No. Yeah.
But yeah. Back to your question, Ryan. I am looking for something similar to Sea of Stars, and it might just be the DLC is what I need, but definitely waiting on the next pixelated RPG. I should also get back into Octopath Traveler 2. I haven't finished that. I'm loving the story of Octopath Traveler 2, but there's not enough hours in a day.
Well, also, it's one of those things where RPGs is just one of those genres that you don't want to split up too many games that you're playing.
It's a lot.
Like,
There's a lot of hours.
It's better to focus on a couple of them. Like, finish Monster Hunter Stories first. And
that's
then
where we're at.
Play other games.
Yeah.
I will suggest Chrono Trigger if you do like Sea of Stars.
Where would I play that?
I think Steam is probably your only option for that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless eventually they do a remaster of some.
Yeah. It would be nice,
or
but Square is kind of sometimey sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing. The licensing for Chrono Trigger is weird, but Ron's 100% correct on that suggested because that game was actually the game that inspired Sea of Stars, and it just holds up really well today. Like I think it's a very good game.
Okay,
but also
Ron,
on the other
I will
side,
take that suggestion.
Yes.
Not the Elden Ring, but I will take the other one.
Yeah.
Hey, Chrono Trigger. That's one of the goats. That's fine.
Yeah. On the other side of the camp, I'm actually excited to go back to Monster Hunter Stories 2 because it was a game that I only played a couple hours of on Switch, and I was just losing it because of the performance on Switch. I was not a fan.
Okay, wait. We need to talk about this. I have yet to encounter anything major. Sean had brought this up.
Oh, she's
What
triggered.
about the city? Did you go to the city? It runs at 15 frames a second.
Oh.
Are we in the city? We're in another town, but I don't know if it's a city.
Oh my god! Yeah, there are some points where the frame rate's really bad. It doesn't matter because
I'm with this really attractive elf guy. That's where I'm at.
Oh, well, that's all that matters, I guess.
I mean, it had me hooked. I was like, I'll stay here forever. We're good.
We're good. An attractive elf.
Yeah, that's all we need, right?
That you, the half elf paladin, would be very.
Yeah, see,
you nailed it. Half elf. There we go.
We just get it.
Yeah.
So.
Because I'm excited because it's coming to PlayStation 4 this summer, so I'm actually going to play it there, I think. Because we have also got the first one coming out, too, which I never played.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bundle pack, yeah.
Yeah, because that came out on DS, but, I just didn't play it on DS at all. And it's now very expensive, so I don't want to go out and buy that cartridge.
No.
Yeah. What about you, Ron? Like, where do you see like your? Because obviously, I know you're going to continue to play role playing games. That much is obvious.
Yeah, I don't
but,
think
like,
that's ever going to change.
how do you see like your RPG journey evolving? Like, do you see yourself maybe branching out to new types of role playing games? Or you're kind of set in your ways at this point.
Man, I'm not really a big fan of CPGs. I've tried them a million times, but for some odd reason, I don't know, man. Larian Studios stuff, Divinity, I tried that. Pillars of Eternity, I tried. I've never clicked with any of them, but for some odd reason, Baldur's Gate 3 just keeps getting my attention and calling to me. So I ended up buying that at the last sale. It's on the wheel. Hopefully it'll pop up so I can give that a try. Like I said, usually it doesn't work out, but I got a feeling that this one might.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of people who weren't into CPRPGs actually got in pretty good with Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. I know it wasn't for me. I talked about that. I've been very kind of vocal about that, but I think it's worked for a lot of people. So
yeah, I'm hoping it works out because, like I said, usually CRPGs are not my thing.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, the wheel picks it at some point. That's the main thing, right? Because you are, a little bit beholden to the wheel at this point.
I am.
Yeah. Look, I didn't even make fun of it this time. I was being nice.
It's okay. Everybody pops.
Good job, Ryan. Cool. Good job.
Sometimes Stunning. I can't help myself. As for me, like I feel like I've tried, almost every type of role-playing game genre that's kind of out there at this point. So I ffeel like I'm kind of set in my ways, but I always, whenever a new game comes out that is in a style that I know I don't really like, I always like to give it another chance because maybe that could be the one that clicks with me. I tried that with Baldur's Gate, and even though it didn't work out, I'm glad that I at least took that risk. Same with Elden Ring, because like I'm not really super into Souls games either, but Elden Ring was this high profile game. I was like, I want to give this a try, and it's the one I enjoyed the most, but still was not the one that really sold me on Souls games. So I don't really see. I of course think I'm gonna keep playing a lot of role playing games, but I don't know if I'm gonna go too much outside of the box unless there's some like a really good game that comes along. So there you go. But that's our RPG origin stories, but I wanted to save some time because the NPCs went all in tonight with questions for y'all. Of course, for people who don't know, the NPCs are the RPG Cave fan base, the non-podcast characters, the NPCs. See what we did there? It's an acronym.
I love that. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Before I get into these questions, John32 has a question from the chat. Question, should we all play Unicorn Overlord as our next game? I mean, you could.
I have it on the wish list.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's difficult to say. I don't really know. Let's talk about the name. Unicorn Overlord. Do you play as a unicorn, or are you overlording the unicorns?
Anime guys and gals, and
sign me up. Sign me up. I'm there.
And
I'm 32. It's coming your way. Say less.
Your main character wears a ring, the ring of the unicorn, and it allows him to dispel evil. So that's where the name Unicorn Overlord comes from, and he's like a prince from a kingdom that's been taken over.
Yeah.
So
it's anime Game of Thrones.
Hot anime Game of Thrones.
That is kind of.
Sorry, man. I left out
Don't
the
forget.
most important parts.
100%.
You can even romance the characters as well.
You can.
Yeah.
You can.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Well, Jan 32, stay tuned.
Yeah. Fulia says she's going to play more of the demo because there's like an 8-hour demo of Unicorn Overlord.
Oh, yeah. Stunning!
And it's on everything, including Switch.
Oh, beautiful, Fulia. Let's chat.
Yeah, because actually Locklith and Fulia both played the demo and they both really enjoyed it. So
if there's hot anime people, I'm there.
That's what I mean. I know how to sell Amanda on a game. Mm-hmm. Just mention hot anime.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
You can reel me in real fast.
Oh, I might have to sit there and preach the word of Falcom games, but we'll save that for another time.
Oh, God.
Just say it.
Speaking of hot anime people, we're going to start with Nagachaka's question. Nagachaka asks, who will play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth first, Ron or Amanda? It's got hot anime people in it, but...
It's going to be Amanda.
Okay, wait. Is that the latest one? There's too many numbers and Roman numerals in Final Fantasy. Awesome Dave always pops in with the Roman numerals. I'm like, I can't read that, my dude. I can't. I'm sorry. I should. I just don't know where to start. There's too many of them. There's a lot going on. Lots of numbers, lots of lines and V's. So
Well, we're gonna talk about Final Fantasy VIII later because also
Beautiful.
in the chat.
Of
here.
course.
But, no, so Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the newest game in the Final Fantasy remake trilogy. It's the second part of the three-part trilogy. But
Is it a bad idea to start there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I guess it won't be me.
Yeah. Well, but Ron's beholden to the wheel though. So like, what you have to remember, there's like so many other games. It might just never pick it.
I've already watched it though. And I told you that I was already turned off from buying it. I was going to almost buy it.
Yeah.
Until I saw the end, and I was like, nah. Bump
To
that.
be fair, this kind of also stems from a conversation that Ron and I and Matt have had consistently over the course of the year on the PlayStation Drive with this game, because Ron and I famously were not sold on this game because the first game really turned us off. But Rebirth, I gave it a try. Ron watched it, and I think we both agree, way better than the remake was. And we really,
that's not going to change. Yeah.
So we were actually pretty impressed by that game.
Okay, but can we talk about the chat with how many numbers there are? And I think Mr. Pike is making up ones. He said 24.
Yeah.
So see, this is where the problem lies with Final Fantasy. I will ask, which one do I play? And everybody has a different opinion. So I'm just like,
You're
I
gonna
don't
get
know where to
different
start.
opinions on the Final Fantasy series. That's for sure.
Okay.
That's no surprise there.
I'm sorry, chat. It's not me. It's you.
Now, the real question is Mr. Pike referring to 24 the game? Because that's got 24 in it.
24.
Yeah. I played this game last year as part of my tournament bracket that it won the tournament bracket.
It is better than Final Fantasy.
Is it an
89,
RPG?
That's for sure.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, it
But
doesn't count.
But it stars Kiefer Sutherland, though.
Yeah.
So there's Awesome Dave saying to play Final Fantasy. I'm going to just assume it's 8.
Yeah, it is 8.
It's a bad game.
The thing is, the reason why there are so many different opinions, Amanda, is because all the Final Fantasy games play differently. So different people will be interested in different ones. Like the first 6 Final Fantasy games and even 7, they all play pretty similarly because they're all very much like traditional turn-based role-playing games, and they start really mucking with the formula from there. And it goes all over the place to now where Final Fantasy 16 is basically just an action game, and it's not even really a role-playing game at this point.
It's Devil May Cry, but it's fine.
Oh. Okay. Well,
But-
stay tuned. Maybe she'll play one. Maybe she'll play all of them.
Well, I was going to say...
Probably not.
Garrett actually comes with the real answer here. Garrett says, it's Garrett. Next question.
Okay. Thank you, Garrett. Appreciate you.
Garrett helped out with that one.
Yeah. To be fair, Amanda, I don't... Oh, yeah, you have a PS5, don't you? No?
No.
No, so you wouldn't be able to play
I
it
have an
anyways.
Xbox. I have a PS5 at work,
Yeah, see,
but
that's
I don't
the
know
thing.
how much my boss would enjoy me playing Final Fantasy.
It's
7
fine.
Rebirth
It's only an
in the
80-hour
office.
role-playing game. It'd be...
Oh, easy. They'll take up my whole job in like 2 weeks. Easy.
Exactly. What could possibly go
There's
wrong?
nothing wrong with that. No meetings, only Final Fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Look, someone's got to, guide these hot anime people around, and why not you at work?
I mean, I'll reel them in. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Team
Okay.
Tifa. Team Tifa.
Hashtag Team Tifa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on. We got Ryu, who asks, what are some of your favorite RPG soundtracks? It can be an individual track from a game or the whole game's soundtrack, but I'm also going to wrap in Quaggy's question, because he basically asked the same thing. What is your favorite JRPG soundtrack? And why is it Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Of course, I won't limit it to JRPGs. You can talk about...
he's
I
wrong
won't
about
even
that
limit it
part.
to one. You can talk about any number of soundtracks y'all want to. So, Ron, let's start with you, man. What are some of your favorite RPG soundtracks, man?
Suikoden 2. Man. Near Automata, even though I hate to say it because I know Matt's going to go crazy about that, but Automata soundtrack was fantastic. And I would say Ys 8. All three of those are pretty great. So, yeah.
Any particular reason why? Do you just like the sounds?
It's just something about it, man. It's just when you can listen to a soundtrack without actually playing the game, that just kind of shows the power of it. Automata, I don't know how many times I would listen to that just at work or just chill mode at the house. It's the same thing with Suikoden 2. For the longest time after I played that game, I hopped online and downloaded that from I can't remember what site it was because they had a whole bunch of RPG soundtracks, and I would just listen to that one. And shout out to Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Those soundtracks actually weren't bad either.
Yep.
Especially 2. 2 had some really good tracks on there.
You could say they're simple and clean, Ron. They're simple and clean.
Nice.
Amanda, that's a song from Kingdom Hearts. It's called Simple
Nice.
and
Yeah,
Amanda's-
nice.
Amanda's like,
Awesome.
what?
Yeah.
Clean. Yeah.
I totally agree.
That's the name of the theme song from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
It's Simple and
beautiful.
Clean. Yeah. But Amanda, how about you? I know your RPG journey is short. It's just getting started. But you've played some RPGs with some good soundtracks. So is there one or two that have really stood out to you?
The entire Sea of Stars soundtrack. The entire thing. From top to bottom. I can't tell you how much I've listened to it. It's actually my song for pants. One of them is my song for pants because it's just that good. It's got like that piratey kind of vibe that I really like that I know Ryan probably also loves.
He hates pirates.
He's such a pirate fan. There are a few. The chain attack music from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is on my running playlist. It's a fave. And even Persona 5 Royal has some really good music built in that are also on my running playlist. So I would say, I can't name any of them. I'm so useless, but it's fine. Those are the games that I think have some really good music, specifically Sea of Stars. Like the entire soundtrack and the fact that they have, if you go into one of like the bars where the band is playing, they will kind of remix the song a little bit, which is really cool, and play it in a piratey tone, but there's also a non-pirate tone one just for you, Ryan. The really great soundtrack, like just so good. Such a bop. Everything's a bop.
I'm glad that the developers thought about me, the individual
Always.
Amanda, because, of course, having a
Ryan.
non-pirated version of the theme.
Yeah.
Like, so glad that that's there, you know?
100%. They
say
listen to
Xenoblade.
the podcast.
Thank goodness.
I mean, she said one of the songs from Xenoblade.
Sorry, my brain
The chain
erased that
attack
part.
music.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Just not the
Okay,
whole song.
just
not the
listen
whole
to
album.
the chain attack music. It just gets you so amped for a run, and you're just like, let's go. You're like, destroy somebody, you know?
Good.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
Ryan?
I was going to say, first of all, I love how Adam David is in both y'all's corners because with Persona 5.
Adam and I lately sharing a brain.
Persona 5 is one of the goats.
But then also Ryu and Adam David in Savoy's corner with Ys 8. So,
Falcon Bros in the house.
yeah. As for me, you know, I'm a Final Fantasy guy. I like the Final Fantasy music a lot. Because, like, Final Fantasy has just been a series that has always had great music. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, honestly, is one of the best soundtracks I've heard in years. It's very, very good. It also just hits me in the nostalgia feels from, you know, playing Final Fantasy VII as a teenager, you know, on my, you know, CRT TV on my bed and late at night, and just loving the music in that, and then hearing the way they've kind of evolved the music in 7 Remake. I have to give that a shout out. But also Final Fantasy 14, because even though it's an MMO, Smokin, who is the composer, like, just kills it every time there's a brand new Final Fantasy 14 expansion. There's always a brand new soundtrack that goes along with it, with like 50 songs, and it's always really incredible with a lot of great, you know, orchestral stuff, but also a lot of like cool electronic stuff. I love the way Smokin does his music, so I love that soundtrack. Persona 3 Reload. I love the music in Persona 3, and similar to my you know stuff about Rebirth, I think that soundtrack's also very strong in the way that it kind of reinvents the old music, but then also it's got some great new music as well. So I have to give that a shout out. And then I'm trying to think if there's any more off the top of my head. Golden Sun. I love the combat theme just in Golden Sun. I just hum it all the time because it's so good. There's a lot of good music in role playing games. In fact, Garrett and I did not one, but 2 episodes just devoted to our favorite soundtracks. So go back and listen to some of those, because we had a lot of great soundtracks that we highlighted for role-playing
It's a lot to
games.
choose from.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even when we had like 50 across those 2 episodes, Ron, it was still not enough. It wasn't enough.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah. But next up, we got Garrett Bland, the level 199 battle alchemist himself, asking the question, golden RPG question, turn-based or action-based? Which do you prefer and why? So, Amanda, since you're new to RPGs, I'm curious to know where you lean on this one. Do you like turn-based or action more?
Turn-based. I'm a fan of, I've really grown to enjoy the turn-based. At first, it was very frustrating because I was like, how do we defeat all of these enemies if we're just taking turns? Like, we got to just go. Like, what are we doing? But it's really grown to me. And now when I'm looking at RPGs, I prefer them. Even like Monster Hunter, I was drawn to it because it's a turn-based RPG. It's not everybody just going at the same time. I think it gives me opportunity to really hone in on skills. It gives me an opportunity to really think of my next move and strategize, which is something that like I don't always have to do in some of the games that I play. But I very much so enjoy it now. I went from hater to lover of turn-based. So that's my choice.
Excellent.
Nice. Yeah, the thing is, with a lot of people that I know that are coming to RPGs now, like, most of them hate turn-based. So that's why I'm like, it's so relieving that you're like someone who's new, and seeing you like actually prefer turn-based is actually like super interesting. But I also think like that kind of plays into the type of games I know that you like, because I feel like you like less action-y kind of games anyways, like more just chillaxing kind of games. So
Yeah, I'm kind of like an in-between. I think that the ones that I do play are a nice balance. And I think, again, Sea of Stars was a huge influence on me liking turn-based, and the fact that there were opportunities, and I know Mario RPG has a similar thing where you can get like a perfect strike. Those types of things are enticing and exciting. And yeah, I'm a fan. I don't know I'm sure I will go back at some point, or maybe I'll fall into both categories at some point. But right now, all of the RPGs I'm playing, I'm pretty sure they're all turn-based.
yeah, I don't think actually you named one that wasn't. In fact, the only RPG you've said all night that was an action RPG was Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
And we haven't played that since I was like this tall. So it's a vibe.
They're lining you up for Kingdom Hearts 4 pretty soon. Mickey will come back. He'll be talking in HD. It'll be great.
It's so weird. It's just weird. Man, I can't. The Disney thing, I'm sorry, everybody. I just can't.
I think it's even weirder having a normal conversation with Donald Duck.
That's so uncomfortable.
Voice. He's got that quacky voice.
No, it's so uncomfortable.
And then I'm looking at him, and he's not wearing
Kingdom
pants.
Hearts 4 might be what she's looking for, though. I mean, they've been slowly kind of phasing the Disney stuff out a little bit.
Thank God.
Just a tad.
Okay. Maybe.
Well, actually, Ron, I'm really interested to see if in Kingdom Hearts 4 if they bring in like Star Wars or Marvel stuff.
Oh, God.
They need to. They gotta say and do something to freshen it up, so it would be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come back to it if they do that, because Kingdom Hearts 3 was woof.
You can take my place. That'll go right over my head. I've never seen Star Wars, and I don't have any intentions of it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, it would probably be more fun for you though than hanging out with Woody from Toy Story.
Probably, yeah. That's just uncomfortable. And Mickey, I just can't.
I love every time Kingdom Hearts goes on sale and Wario 64 has the same stock image of Woody pushing Sora back. He's like, "Let me handle this," and I'm just like, "This is such a game." It's something.
I'm gonna get so much hate over this Disney hate. I'm sorry, everybody, but
No, it's fine.
it's just creepy.
Stand your ground.
But I was gonna say you're in the right place because Garrett and I always have this type of thing to say about Disney stuff. So
Beautiful.
you're in the right place.
I will stay.
But Ron, what about you, man?
I'm the same, man. I mean, I can play both, but I prefer turn-based. It's just one of those things of you can take your time with that, kind of strategize, how to sit there and get rid of the enemy faster, especially if you can see like the enemy turns and who's up next. I've always just liked it more. Action is cool, but it's just something about turn-based, man. And me, that's how I started off, and that's the way it was for years before they start going off to action. But I've always been a turn-based guy.
Yeah. Same with me. Honestly, I think it just goes back to where I got started with role-playing games. All the ones that I got into, I started with were all turn-based ones. And there's something about action RPGs that I like action RPGs, but I have a lot more nitpicks when playing action RPGs, and I think it's a tougher balance to actually able to hit properly. Like it's very typical with a lot of JRPGs that are action RPGs to have like bosses with like infinitely large health pools, and you're just sitting there whacking away at them for 10 minutes, and I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, what am I doing with my life right now? Why am I trying to stagger this enemy just so I can hit him just a little bit faster, but there's still 8 more minutes in this fight? It's too much.
Understandable.
Sometimes. And I mean, you can get that with turn-based role-playing games sometimes too, but I mean, and those are nothing compared to the 18.5-hour boss fight from Final Fantasy 11, which of course is an MMO where you can have your raid members, take turns and shifts to kill the enemy, but it takes 18
that's
hours.
ridiculous.
So
Nobody got time for that.
I mean, people do, I guess, but yeah, we're all turn-based people. I love it. You'll love to see it. But next question comes to us from Skycatcher Gaming, who says, question, do you go back to RPGs after your first playthrough, or are you out when you roll credits on them? Is there a role-playing game that you want to go back to, but you just keep getting sidetracked? I mean, I personally don't usually go back to role-playing games right away. If I do replay them, because I replay role-playing games, for sure, they're usually very far apart from each other. It's not. I never go back right away. Like if an RPG has like a platinum trophy that wants you to beat the game twice, I ain't beating that game 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I will go play something else because I need like that palate cleanser. But I'm curious to know what y'all think. Ron, what about you?
Not really, man. I mean, I got so many other games to play. I've played Mass Effect, multiple times. Same thing with Knights of the Old Republic and a few others. But for the most part, especially these days, once I roll credits on it, that's it. I move on to the next thing.
Yeah. What about you, Amanda? You gonna go back?
No.
I know you. Okay. There you go.
Just shut that down.
Just no.
Just like no. Immediately.
I think the only thing I may go back to, one, I need to finish Xenoblade because I haven't done that. But I don't know if that's considered going back because I haven't rolled credits.
No, that doesn't count.
Okay, thank God.
Or just
Sea of
drop it.
Stars, I've considered going back because if you get all the conch shells, you get the real ending. And I have said it countless times, I'm going to do it. And I haven't done it because I get distracted by something else. But definitely, once we roll credits on anything, we out.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, because I know you were mentioning going back maybe for the DLC for Sea of Stars.
Yes.
So maybe but you're probably not going to replay the whole game to play that.
No. Absolutely not. I mean, I love the game and it was great and it was a magical experience. But I just don't have that kind of time. It took forever to get to the end. Everybody else beat me there and we ain't got that kind of time. We ain't got that kind of energy. For some reason, like even with a game that's not an RPG that I really love, unless it's like an online multiplayer, like I don't go back.
Yeah.
She never returns. It
Well,
just
also
gets
those
tossed.
online games, you're not really even rolling credits on them anyway. So
That's
it's a
true,
very
yeah.
different type of experience. Mm-hmm. Right?
So yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Big same. Like I just can't do it.
Can you imagine
we do that with like normal games, like action games or whatever. But sorry, go ahead.
going back into Persona after 200 hours to do another 200 hours?
I did that.
Oh dear God!
But not
what?
right away. There was a year and a half between those playthroughs.
Oh my
a year and a half.
God!
I mean, you're also talking to the same person that's played Final Fantasy 14 for 5,000 hours now, so it's too much. Wow. Actually, that's being conservative. It's actually much more than that. But,
Okay,
yeah.
moving on.
Moving on. Kevin Ainsworth asked the question, does anyone have any quote-unquote unwritten RPG rules that they follow when playing role-playing games? For example, I hate using items and I do everything I can to avoid using them because what if I need the items for the final boss? I'll let my party die before I'm caught dead healing myself with an item. That's the healer's job. Another rule I follow, if there is a branching path, I always go the way that I think is the wrong way just to see what's down there. So this is an interesting conundrum that I think RPG people have been dealing with for years, but I need to know from Amanda, since she's new to RPGs, does this anything like this make sense to you? Do you have any special rules that you make up yourself when playing?
I do have a rule that if the healer's not doing their job, they're out. Xenoblade, my healer not healing, trying to fight, I'm like, go. You're done. Like, go in timeout. Your job is, you have one job, and it's to heal. And then you're going to try to sneak a little, like, attack in there. No. Stop. If you're going to be a healer on this team, you're going to heal the people. If you're not healing the people, bye.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with the item thing either. Maybe because I'm always dying. That I'm like, if I don't have items, like, we ain't going to make it. But, vibes.
I was going to say, because Ron, you and I both know that this is definitely a thing that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Like
overabundance of items.
Yeah.
Or like when you don't know, like, I forget what I was playing. I can't remember. Oh, maybe it was like the start of Persona. They like told you what to sell. And then they never tell you ever again what to sell. I'm like, I have an abundance of this stuff. Like, what do I need? What don't I need? Like, if I sell it all, am I going to be like out of luck?
You'll be super rich, but then
I'll
you'll
be
in trouble.
rich.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you'll be in trouble
exactly.
later.
Like, I need some hints. Give me some hints on what I can and cannot sell. Because in Monster Hunter, I have sold everything, and my chat gets so upset. And they're like, can you stop? You need these items to craft things. I'm like, how was I supposed to know? I just assume that the meat of an animal, we don't need it. Get it out. It's disgusting. That weed we picked up over there, we don't need it. And they're like, no, you need to craft. I'm like, craft with what?
Hold on to
A
everything,
weed?
Amanda. Hold on to everything.
No, I'm not a hoarder. I'm a minimalist. I hate having things. No. No.
Ron, Amanda's the type of person that would play Fallout and never pick anything up and never get
Okay,
the over
low-key.
encumbered thing.
I want to play Fallout. I like the show. I kind of want to play.
You're gonna
But
have
I'm
to
not
pick
gonna.
things up.
What
You
am
gotta
I
pick things
playing?
up.
I'm playing Borderlands 2 right now with a friend, and you're supposed to loot things. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to. No, I just want too many things. I just want to
That's
get
how
to
you
the
better-
end.
That's how you get better stuff, though. You got to.
Not in Fallout, because that's the type of game where you pick up like cheese wheels and knives and forks
Yeah.
and stuff, and you can't
Glass
use them
bottles.
for anything.
Just for whatever reason.
But you pick
What?
them up just for the sake of picking them up, I guess, until you
No.
can't move anymore, and then because you
No.
have too much stuff.
Too many things. No, I'm a minimalist. Get that out of here,
Oh.
Yeah, I actually kind of I feel like
Ron. You seem
Amanda's-
disappointed.
I feel like Amanda's point of view is actually really refreshing here. I actually kind of
It
like
is.
this.
It is.
Yeah.
Too many things. I don't need all the things. Give me the essentials. Everything else can go in the garbage. I don't care.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. I ain't
It's
got time to
shiny.
bleed.
It's sparkly. It's probably not worth my time. So I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, but oh my god, I love Flea's comment here.
How do I play Fortnite? What do you mean? You okay?
You loot a lot of stuff in Fortnite. That's actually
Not
true.
really. You carry just all guns and you're fine. You don't need anything else. You don't need shield. You don't need all the other things. Literally get yourself some guns and a car and you're set.
Good point.
That's it.
Ron, what about you? Do you? So obviously we talked about the item thing. I think, you and I are in a consensus. We both kind of do that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But like, do you have any other unwritten rules?
It's one of those things where anytime I have anything that's party based, I'm only going to have one mage. And that mage better just be a combination of offensive magic and healing. Get to the back row, keep me alive. I don't need you for anything else. Damage dealers all the way. That's it. But outside of that, that's really about it. The items thing, I'm a lot like Kevin. If I don't really rush to the main path, I'll go all over the place. If you don't restrict me or force me to continue, I'll go all over the place and then finally get back on the main path when I'm ready.
Okay, nice. So for me, speaking of the party-based thing, I will always, when I'm selecting my party, I will always take characters that I like, regardless of what class they are or how useful they are to the party. I will take along someone who is completely useless if I like that person.
Oh,
Or if I want to get to know them better. Because I like just the idea of just them walking around together and doing stuff together. Like, I will have, a character that barely contributes anything to the party. I will have that useless healer that Amanda will toss aside if I
Okay.
if I like them. Only if I like them. If they're a character I don't care about, then they're obviously out the door.
Okay, but if they're not healing you, Ryan, are they at least attractive?
Well, I hope so. God, I
Okay.
hope so.
Okay, well, at least if they're bringing some cuteness to the
That's
team,
what I mean. They
like
gotta
that's
contribute something.
they
even
can
if
be
it's just
useless as long as they look good.
yeah. If you're looking good, you could be useless. It's fine. I'll suffice.
Locklet nails it with this comment right here. Ryan is about friendship and good vibes.
I guess so.
100%. Which brings me to my second unwritten rule. If an RPG has moral choices, I always choose the side of evil. Because,
I'm not surprised by that at all.
yeah. I mean, there's a reason why when we had a question on the show a couple weeks ago, if there was going to be a carpool gaming role-playing game, who would the antagonist be? Universally, all the comments, both in the Discord and from Garrett's mouth, were Ryan would be the villain. Because that's just who I am.
That's how he gets
man.
down. It's just-
Yep. That's just how I roll. I am the person that in Mass Effect 2 punched the reporter and also kicked the person off the 22-story building. And
I did that too, though. I couldn't resist. Yeah.
But I also blew up. Every time I play Fallout 3 run, I always blow up Megaton.
Oh, I know. That's why I
Every
was just
time.
like, you're the villain for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Who would we be, Ryan, in your opinion?
well, see, that's the thing. I feel like you, Amanda, kind of have a little bit of an evil streak, a little bit. I feel like you can be twisted to be more evil.
I like to talk smack.
Have you seen the
So-
rage in her? She's dark side all the way.
I just like to talk a little bit of smack, you know?
Yeah. Because I feel like you and Locklith would be like part of my villains party. And then everyone, and then everyone else
100%.
would be, everyone
Yeah.
else would kind of be the good guy.
Locklith,
No surprise there.
Come.
Yeah. Because Locklith also has that a little bit of an evil side too, I think. So.
Wait, Locklith just says that Amanda would be the healer, so someone would be healing finally. Honestly, I would do my job. If registered as the healer, I would do the healing job.
Yep. Actually, Fallout 4. Speaking of Fallout 4, Ron. Every time Preston Garby says, here's another settlement needs your help, instead of going to the settlement and rescuing them, I just go murder everyone. So, and then I go back to Preston Garby. He says, another settlement needs your help. And I'm like, cool, another list of people to go murder.
See, Amanda, you thought I was doing wrong when I said it figures.
Yeah.
Oh my god. My vision of Ryan has changed completely.
Ryan embraces it, though. He doesn't hide from
brings
it.
it up. Ryan must have killed everyone in Unicorn Overlord instead of recruiting them. I mean, I won't
believe
spoil
it.
but I might have killed more than I recruited in that game.
Okay.
Boy.
Yeah.
All right. This got dark real fast.
Yep. Yeah, but that's one of my unwritten rules, is because it's what the reason I do this, and I have explained this on older shows, but like in most normal games, you always play as the good guy. So whenever I have the choice, I want to try something different. So I want to try, to be the evil person and see
Okay.
what that's all about.
You do you.
Yeah.
We'll be over
Embrace
here.
it. Embrace it.
I feel like I've lost the trust of everyone else. So like, quickly,
A little nervous,
let's
Ryan.
segue and move to another question. Or
Next.
else, CrocoKyle asked the question: are you the type to apply stat changes immediately with each level up, or do you hoard them for a few levels before dumping your points into upgrades? So if you're upgrading your character, if you have skill points, do you use them right away, or do you wait on them? What do you guys do? Amanda, we'll start with you.
Amanda forgets that's a thing. So I think in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it wasn't until the very end I was like, oh, you can like upgrade your, what is it when they merge together? What is the word? I can't think of it. I can't think. Locklith, please help me. Whenever they merge into whatever the merged robot is, or
Is it
whatever
a fusion like Dragon Ball Z?
It's like Fusion Ha and Dragon Ball Z, 100%. Oh, no, other way.
did it in reverse?
I do reverse. Yeah, I always forget. I don't pay attention to skill trees. It's a
Oh, my.
personal problem.
Oh, my.
I forget it's a thing. Ouroboros, thank you. Or thank you, chat. Thank you, Seth. The Ouroboros, I had
Well, saved with the
forgotten
save.
that was an option, that you could upgrade that on a skill tree. Who would have known? I didn't know, because I didn't pay attention to the tutorial. I did not. I just zipped on by to get to the game, and here we are, end of the game.
Wait. How long did it take for you to realize this?
I was probably on like chapter 6 when I was like,
Good Lord mercy.
6 out of 7. I was like, oh, we can upgrade this? Oh, that's kind of nice. Now I feel kind of strong.
I mean, I
was
guess
just-
I got to give you some points for making it all the way through the game.
Okay,
to about
yes.
the end.
In the original race between Locklith, Sean, and I was just going, we didn't level up. That's my unwritten rule. I hate having to level up, like do side things to level. I hate that. Just let me level up as I go. If I beat a very tough boss, let me level up. I shouldn't have to beat 800 animals in the wild to level up. Just let me, you
Not
know?
gonna lie, that sounds like a big pain. I don't like that either.
It's stressful, and it's every JRPG. It's like, go grind for
Whoa,
like
whoa, whoa,
60
whoa, whoa.
hours.
That's
Well,
not
some of
every
them-
JRPG.
Some of them.
Those are
aren't like that.
monolith soft role-playing games you're describing.
Okay. It's a good chunk of them. Anywho, Amanda doesn't upgrade. She doesn't pay attention to the skill tree. She realizes it later on. And then I'm like, wow, I'm so strong.
Maybe you are built for Elden Ring after all.
Ryan
I'm just saying.
Ryan
go ham.
said it's a
Just go
Souls
ham.
game. Is it going to spook me? Souls is a scary word. We don't need to get into
No,
this now.
They're
Look,
not horror
the
games.
monsters
That's
just
different.
need hugs. They just need hugs and cuddles. They're understanding.
Like they just want to be friends.
Yeah.
Amanda.
No one wants to be friends with
That's
me.
not true.
No,
That's not true.
they're out
They
to
need
eat
love.
me.
They
They're
need
out to
love,
eat
man.
me. And nope.
God. I love this one from Rybo. I feel like Super Amanda RPG needs to have a no loot, no upgrades, just
Yes!
violence.
Oh my god, if I were to make an RPG, it would be the RPG of a century. Let me tell you.
That actually does
just
sound like it would be great, though.
straight to the boss, no upgrades, no nothing. You are strong, you're beautiful.
Actually, Ron, I've had a change of heart. I feel like Amanda has had a class change. She's now the barbarian.
Oh.
She's just going
Well, you know
straight
what?
to the action.
With the way that she plays RPGs, yeah, I am not going to disagree with that whatsoever.
Goodbye, elves.
Well, Amanda has advice for you.
Oh,
of
Locke,
course.
don't say that.
Locklith says I would hate Elden Ring. You know what? Probably.
Yeah.
She would. She
Awesome
would.
Dave saying the Elden Ring references a wedding ring. You have to find your true love.
Yes.
Oh, romance.
Dave.
That's not
Yes.
how that works.
Can you imagine?
Husbandos all around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
I don't even know where we were anymore. Run!
We're-
Stats. Do you hoard your stats? Do you use
No,
them?
I do not hoard my stats. As soon as I get my skill points and stats, they get used.
Okay.
That's how I get OP.
Yeah. Well, actually, I like Yon32's, point in the chat. I love letting them stockpile and then using them all at once for to feel OP later in the game. That's always a good feeling too. Because sometimes I'm kind of like Amanda, where I kind of just forget that skill points are kind of a thing, or that I should actually devote time to actually putting them in there. So sometimes I'll get to the end of the game and I'm like, oh yeah, this character, they have no skills.
See? Why
It's
get
like
OP
a
at the
surprise,
end?
though.
Why
It's
get
like a
OP at
nice
the
little
end?
treat. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Get OP mid-game so you can destroy
Okay.
everything.
Yeah. Actually, I had a little thing while I was playing Final Fantasy 16 run where I wanted to see how long I could go in the game without upgrading any skills in Final Fantasy 16. I made it to the second last chapter without updating any skills. At that point, the game became too hard, and I actually had to.
So you had no choice by that point.
I had
But
no
the fact
choice.
that you made it that far, though, that says a lot.
For sure.
Wow.
I mean, it was really hard. I grinded through some of those enemies, but I did it. Anyways, Awesome Dave 1337 is here once again, folks, with the question: what is it going to take to get a carpool gaming playthrough of Final Fantasy VIII on Twitch? No.
I think we need to own the game, and some of us don't. And here we are again with Roman numerals and numbers of a Final Fantasy game that everybody has a different opinion on. So when everybody agrees on something, we can consider it. We can put it into the consideration box at Carpool Gaming.
I think if
And-
you take a poll of every single person in CPG, 8 is not going to win at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, sorry, Dave.
Yep. Of course, Luckwith also a big fan of Roman numerals as well.
Roman numerals.
Yes, it's
You're my guy, though, Dave. You're still my guy.
yeah. We love you, Dave, but I don't think any of us ever playing that game again. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah. But Ron, we talked about it on PlayStation Drop. My friend is still obsessed with it. She's she's played 25 hours of Final Fantasy VIII in the last 3 days. So,
I thought for sure that she would have dropped it by now. I cannot believe that.
nope.
Wow.
Maybe there's something you're missing that she sees and you don't.
No. There's nothing
Okay.
missing.
You know what? I'm done. I'm just trying to help her out.
I know.
I'm trying to help out Dave. Dave's always asking about Final Fantasy VIII.
It's true.
He's just dedicated to the title.
Amanda, you could help, and you could play.
Maybe.
You know what if we got Awesome Dave involved with Extra Life? What if that became an Extra Life goal for us to play Final Fantasy VIII?
Dave would be all over that.
He already says that the Final Fantasy VIII fairy will be coming to Extra Life. I have a feeling it's gonna be there, regardless.
That's probably true. You're probably
So
right.
we're gonna walk in and it's gonna be all decked out. Final Fantasy VIII, no other games.
Yep.
So
That'd
that
be the
sounds
only
like
one.
hell.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the rules.
Oh my god.
Pepsi Man.
And Pepsi Man.
See, we
Double
we need
dose.
Pepsi Man.
Okay.
Anyways, we got 2 more questions to round up this evening. We got Kiku, who asks, what RPG would you like to see a sequel for? Which RPG series do you think most deserves a new entry? This is an interesting run. I'm going to start with you, man. What RPG needs a sequel?
Oh man, Skies of Arcadia. There is no reason why a sequel was not made for that. Skies of Arcadia was just great. The storyline, the characters, the battles. Oh man, I thought for sure when Valkyria Chronicles came out that they were gonna at least maybe go to a sequel, since two of the main characters were in the game. Nope, Sega pulls the old psych on you, and there it is, just still nowhere to be found. They hadn't even done a remaster of the game, so as much as I want a sequel, it's probably never going to happen, but it would be great. As far as series goes that I would like, that I think deserves it, Deus Ex, Human Revolution, and Mankind Divided were great games, and I don't know, man. I thought for sure when Eidos got away from Square Enix, it was going to happen, but at that whole Embracer mess, that looks like another one that's not going to happen.
Yep. We know they were making it.
Yeah, and then it got shut down. So
yep.
Yeah, it's gone probably.
Now, Ron, do we have comments about Rybo's?
I saw Rybo. I don't know why he's trolling. Why is he doing this to Dave?
Yeah. We can't get Dave's hopes up. Awesome Dave would probably explode if they ever did it.
He would. If they announced that this year, oh man, it's over.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right, Amanda, what about you? Is there a role-playing game that you feel needs a sequel, even though I know you've played much less?
You know what? I looked into this Kingdom Hearts 4. It's coming out, looks like May 2025, if I've read this correctly.
They haven't announced an exact release date, but that's kind of what the window they're
I will be curious. I don't know if this is what I want, but if it has less Mickey Mouse, I could be interested.
Okay.
So you were saying you want to spend more time with Goofy then?
No, I don't want any of them, to be honest with you. I really just want other people. But that would be interesting. Sea of Stars is already in DLC, so I've already got what I wanted. Honestly, though, I would love and maybe it doesn't need it, but some type of continuation to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I feel like all the other Xenoblades don't really... Oh my God, are you okay?
I'm sorry.
I just love the story in that one, and I'm here for it. I don't know. I would love to see something else come of that with the same characters. Don't give me new characters. There's already too many to remember, so please just give me the normal characters.
Marvel and Star Wars on the way then.
Well, what? See, hear me out though, Ron and Amanda. What if less Disney characters, more hot anime characters?
Oh, 1,000%. Oh,
what if they did that? That'd be great.
You was go seller on that one.
100%. You could put all the Final Fantasy beautiful humans in there, and I'm sucked in.
Oh, this is me trying to sell this idea to Square Enix, not just
okay. Well, I think they would understand, because playing with Mickey Mouse and Daffy Duck is creepy as heck, and you cannot change my mind. Whatever his name is, Donald Daffy Duck, whatever it is, I don't care.
I mean, Ron, neither of them wear pants, so they're very easy
nobody's
to
wearing pants.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. But at least Donald wears a shirt.
I guess.
But he's
Bugs
not
Bunny doesn't
covering...
wear clothes either.
Yeah.
Bugs doesn't. This is
Ew,
true.
Why does no one wear pants?
Because they're animals.
Animals don't wear underpants.
But here's the thing.
Well...
Here's the thing. It's even weirder with Donald because he's wearing a shirt. So he has the ability to wear clothes. Whereas it doesn't look weird to me with Daffy Duck because, he's not wearing clothes because he's an animal. You would expect he's not.
Goofy wears pants.
No, they're covering the wrong spot.
Because all the Disney animals all wear pants, but Donald doesn't.
Are they animals? I guess they're animals, yeah.
Yeah, Goofy's an animal.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Okay. Well, just get them out of the game completely. Yeah. Please. Just get them out. We don't need them. It's fine. We're good.
We're good.
Kingdom Hearts 4, baby. Here we go.
Yep. Good God. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 4 it's a game that's coming out.
We'll see.
Interested to see what's happening with it. We'll see.
It's got to be better than 3, right? I hope.
I mean, it wouldn't take much.
There's no way but up.
It would. Yeah, there's no way but up on that one. As for me, I could do the Ryan Turford thing, the normal Ryan Turford thing, and just shout from the rooftops for them to make a Parasite Eve sequel of some kind. But that ain't happening. So I'm gonna be like, hey. Nintendo, you've got Camelot over there. You got them in your studio. Make a new Shining Force game, because we haven't had one since the Sega Saturn, and that would be nice. Because, ever since Camelot was bought by Nintendo, we just haven't had one of those. And Sega can be bought. Nintendo and Sega can work together, and just have them work on the license, because I think that would be really cool.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say.
We got you.
New Shining Force game. And then the last question. This question is specifically for Ron. Rybo asks, ask Ron why he has not opted to buy the Square Enix blockbuster Various Daylight bundle when he bought Bravely Default 2.
And correction, he called you Roy.
I know.
You're correct.
Well, he's my running mate, so he can actually do that. It's a contracted between Locke that Rybo can do that. It's a campaign thing, so it's perfectly fine.
Okay, Roy.
So, Roy, when you bought Bravely Default 2, you could have gotten Various Daylight for free, but you chose not to.
I could have, and some things are free for a reason, and I did not get that bundle.
But you always trying to convince me that free 99 is always best.
No, sometimes free 99 is a setup. I can't do it. I looked it up, and I was like, this looks like a bad game. So I took a pass. Rybo did not like that. We had conversations about it.
Vibes.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Nice. Yeah, it's just, no. That game's real bad.
Uh-oh.
It does not need to
Amanda
be.
has a question.
I have an unrelated last question when we have time.
Oh.
Can I ask
We have
those?
time. You can ask right now.
What should Amanda's next RPG be, based off of what I've currently played?
Oh. So
Can be on Xbox, can be on Steam, can be on Switch.
So I have a question for Amanda, if I may.
Okay,
This will help
of course.
determine the game. Would you, because you've only played a lot of turn-based games recently.
Yes.
Would Amanda like a break from turn-based role-playing games, or would you like to continue down that rabbit hole?
I think I could be swayed either way.
Okay.
Perhaps Tales of Vesperia?
That's a good one. Tales of Vesperia is an action RPG. Made by Bandai Namco. It's got really hot anime characters.
Yep, hot anime people. Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
it? Tales
it's a great
of...
story. Great story.
Tales of Vesperia. The Tales series,
V.
by the way, there's like
Vesperia.
8 million entries in that franchise, but none of them relate together at all. They're all independent stories, but they're really good.
Oh, they look cute. Okay. That could be...
That's a good
This
one. And
could
it's
be
on
an
Switch
option.
and basically every platform. And it goes for dirt cheap a lot.
Because I did look into Fire Emblem, but there was something about the combat that was interesting, and it was like strategy
Yeah, it's a strategy
Based-
role-playing game.
that I didn't know. I liked the people, but I watched a few YouTubers play it, and I was like, oh, I don't know if that's for me.
I don't know if you're going to dig that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is an option. This is cute. It looks like there might be an anime as well.
There isn't. There is a Tales of Vesperia anime. as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But I will tell you, Amanda, straight up, the anime is not nearly as good as the game. So
Okay.
it's
That's
better
fine.
just to play the game. It's not like
game's
Persona where the anime is
Yeah.
with it.
I spoiled myself and watched the entire Persona anime,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't have, but I did. But this looks cute.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Anything else?
So first off, Bowser is, of course, trying to appeal to
course.
Ryan's sensibilities by saying,
Of course.
lots of hotties in Final Fantasy 14, just saying.
I'm pretty sure
never
Amanda
making
wants to get other games finished. She cannot spend 8,000 hours on Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
we
14.
need
Yeah.
stuff that I can kind of like.
get through.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. The other one I would actually suggest is one that Ron actually brought up earlier is Chrono Trigger, if you can somehow get a hold of it, because that game is only like 15 hours long.
It's always
Oh,
on
dang.
sale on Steam.
But
So.
I think going that way actually would be really interesting. If you want like more of the Sea of
Sea of
Starsy
Stars,
style
yeah.
game. But
Okay. I could be into this. I just realized I have Trials of Mana on my
That's a good one,
desktop.
too.
I have a demo.
Shut up, Ron.
Wow. Okay,
Ron
so-
hates that game, but Fuli and I both really enjoy that game.
Wow,
Ugh,
okay.
Monasteries. Bleh.
Yeah. They're fun. They're fun action RPGs.
Okay.
We got
Anything else that's like way out there?
That's way out
Way
there.
out there?
No Elden Ring. Let's.
I wasn't going to go there.
Nah.
I wasn't going to go there.
I don't know. Part of me actually wants to recommend a strategy RPG for Amanda to play.
Oh. Okay.
Because I feel like you got turned off of it watching on YouTube, but maybe you would actually enjoy those games.
Maybe.
Because if you like turn-based role-playing games, you might actually be into one. So, like, maybe you should try the Unicorn Overlord.
Yeah, I was about to say.
demo.
she could
Oh,
try the
that's right.
demo.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. That's right. I can play the 8-hour demo.
The 8-hour demo. Because if you play it for 8 hours, like, you're gonna enjoy the rest of the game if you enjoy that demo.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, after 8 hours, I've determined if I like it or not.
And then the save carries over to the full game when you buy it.
Oh,
so you just start from where you
stunning.
stopped in the demo.
Husbandos
Okay.
galore.
Husbandos galore, man.
There's also some great waifus too.
Sign her
I've
up.
seen them.
Guys, gals, and pals.
Respectfully.
We love them all.
Yep. And of course, the final suggestion from Rybo, Various Day Life. That's also there too. Don't play that though.
Please, God, don't. No, admit.
Okay.
No, I feel like that's a solid list. I feel like that's a good list. Also, the Tales games are actually really good. I actually like Ron's suggestion a lot. Like that's Sean actually also is not super into action RPGs, but that's one like Tales of Arise, which is like the newest game in that series. He fell in love with it as well. So like I feel like it appeals to not just people who like role playing games, but also people who do as well. So
Okay. Stay tuned. When I come back on the show, I will have played something else. I will leave it at that.
yep. Of course, we missed out on the opportunity because Matt, if he was here, would have said she should play Final Fantasy VII Remake because it has husband.
He also said Elden Ring.
That's also true too. Yeah. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for tonight's level of the RPG Cave. But before we go, we got to say thank you to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on the Xbox Drive and the PlayStation Drive. You can check out the link tree to all of his music over at Purple Monkey Entertainment, linktr.ee/PME/JB. And also Cwagmire, who humbly reminds you that the best babes are in fact Xenobabes. Links to all of our ultimate producers can always be found in the description of this podcast. Our platinum producers, Robby Bobby Miller, Tim Paullin, and Smokin Joe. And our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, the Final Fantasy VII Master, BobLoblaw, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, CowboyDangerD, CrocoKyle, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emily O'Kelly, Jan32, Patrice Mallette, Peje, Shane Erickson, Tim Aulph, and Toxic. Huge thank you to all of our friends over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. And if you want to hop in the car with us, head on over there and choose the tier that's right for you. But I want to, of course, say thank you once again to my two esteemed co-hosts who joined me this week, of course, the Miles of Amanda and SavoyPrime. Thank you both for joining me tonight. I really appreciate y'all hopping in with the cave with me. Ron, where can people find you on the internet, my friend?
SavoyPrime on, Savoy_Prime on Twitter, SavoyPrime on PlayStation and Xbox, Steam, backlogged.
Nice. And Amanda, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube, but predominantly streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Miles_of_Amanda, and all over the internet. I'm there somewhere. Come find me.
Always streaming those role-playing games. You know
Always
they're doing
playing
that.
RPGs, always playing stuff and raging.
Elden
And
Ring.
I only point that out because there are certain pockets of the carpool gaming community that only listen to the show and are super into role-playing games. So I want to make sure to know people
Come
know
hang.
Amanda's out there. Go watch her play role-playing games.
we're playing Monster Hunter stories too. It's great.
Yeah. As for me, you can find me on the old Twitter, aka X, at Ryan Turford. You can find us on X at Carpool Gaming, right here, youtube.com/Carpool Gaming. And of course, podcast services around the globe. So, for Ron and Amanda, I'm Ryan. This has been the RPG Cave, level 136, and we're out. Good night, everybody.
Adios, friends.
Bye.